Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to a video by myself, Wrecked Food Farmer. Look, I'm going to admit it. I like farming. I like farming tokens, yield farming, jumping in and out of protocols, earning high, insanely high yield, and then moving on. You know, planting the seeds, watering the seeds, and then eventually taking my crops to the market to sell them. That's what I like to do. I genuinely enjoy yield farming. I think it's fun. I think there's risk involved, and I enjoy that risk. So today I'm going to share with you a few of my favorite little places that I use, a few tools that I use daily to, well, check out my new farms and see where I should be going. Look, I'm going to go over two types of farming as well. Maybe I'll throw the third one in if I can remember it at the end. But we're going to go over a couple tools and a couple types of farming. So first of all, we'll go over the types. Look, if you don't know what farming is, what yield farming is fundamentally, you're farming yield. Whether that be incentives from the protocol, whether that be fees earned, you know, on something like TLP, it will say, well, I don't know where it says, maybe it says in the docs, but TLP essentially, let me see, right here, it will be 30%. I do know it. Oh no, holders of the TLP earn 70% platform fee distributed in Metis. Okay, so the TLP token earns fees from the platform. So if you wanted to yield farm on Tethys, what would you do? You would buy the TLP token, and that's it. And you're earning 132% in two tokens. You're going to earn Metis, you're going to earn escrowed Tethys, and Tethys maybe, I don't know. Right, that's one form of yield farming. You are farming a yield. But the original is more like providing liquidity and borrowing and lending. So let's talk about them as well. Providing liquidity. Curve is a great example of this. You can filter by the incentives. So let's say you had some CNC or you had some ETH. Or even better, you had both of them. What would you do? You would come over here. You would deposit your, your ETH and your CNC. And you would add the coins, deposit the coin. Well, I'd say I think I can just do one now, right? Oh, no. Okay, you need to add both. So you would need to pair it 50-50, as it's a 50-50 pool. And just deposit in there. And you're going to be earning quite a nice little yield there. Is that 30? It says 30.9%, but I'm also earning max. Oh yeah, of course. See, that's actually a really nice yield. If you had CNC and ETH, you could put that in there, and if you have a max curve boost by locking up your curve to increase that, you'd be getting 73% plus 30%. So that is yield farming at its basic, right? You're providing liquidity, so you deposit your ETH and your CNC, and what that does, that deepens the liquidity on this pool. So, well, actually, it was right there, wasn't it? How much? Okay, so there's $6.8 million TVL. So everybody that deposits in there, that increases the TVL, the total value locked. Okay, so you've got 1,900 ETH, 521,000 CNC. You need to be careful of impermanent loss with this, as when one token price rises and the other stays flat or decreases, you suffer something called impermanent loss. Now, that does not affect you if you wait until ETH comes down and CNC goes back up, or the other way. Whatever the case may be, you need these tokens to stay on a relatively flat line. That is where you will see optimal results and you won't suffer impermanent loss, but you will get these juicy rewards. You know, there has to be risk involved to sustain such a high yield, okay? Okay, so that's that. What else do we have to talk about? borrowing and lending. Look, the main player is Aave. There is smaller players on smaller chains. You know, one of my favorite ones right now is Mare. That's on Carver chain. That's quite a good example. As you can see, the yields are super high right now. So you can come and supply your dollars over here and get quite a nice amount back. You can supply your Carver, etc. But the big boy is Aave. Tons of total value locked. And there's more competition. But Aave is launching on Metis shortly, so that's something also to look out for. They've launched on a few chains and done extremely well on all of them, but they are launching for the first time on Metis very shortly. Okay, that's lending and borrowing. How do you run yield from that? Well, you supply your assets. When Aave goes on a new chain, it's normally incentivized, so you will have higher yield. You can see an example of that here right now. The yield is incentivized with Mare right now, but shortly I imagine that this is going to have another symbol here where it's being incentivized by Carver, because there's a program where Carver are distributing Carver tokens to protocols to attract liquidity and total value locked to the Carver chain. So it makes sense. Who are they going to pay the tokens to? To people that are either staking tokens within the ecosystem, which is another form of farming, which I am currently doing, as you can see, but also lending and borrowing assets, which I'm not doing, but there could well be rewards for people that do. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know how they're going to distribute it, but I'm presuming it'll be between staking and supplying and borrowing. Now, that's a few types of farming, okay? You've got lending and borrowing, you've got providing liquidity, and then you've got TLP, which is also providing liquidity, but it's in, you know, it's an index of assets which is used for swaps and leverage trading. So when you're buying something like TLP, what you're actually doing, let me just connect my wallet and show you. When you're buying TLP, you're buying a basket of assets of Bitcoin, Ethereum, stablecoins, Metis, and Aave, I believe. And with that, where is it? How do I connect my wallet? Here we go. Where is she? Here we go. Metis, Ethereum, Bitcoin, USDC, and Aave. And you can see the weight of them. You can see it's quite equally split, with quite a large percentage being USDC. And you're earning the fees from the money used. So from this TLP liquidity, that is paying out yield to the people that deposited into it, and it's currently paying out 130%, which is really nice. Okay, I mean, I'm getting a couple $100 per day from this right now. So there's a few ways that you can use to farm. What sort of tools am I using to find new things? Well, let's take a look at that. Yield. Yields on DeFi Llama. Okay, that's DeFiLlama.com. If you didn't know already, then get to know. Let's say that you wanted to find some place to earn yield on your BNB. There's no better place to search than DeFi Llama. You pick your BNB up, you go APY. Okay, if I really wanted to, I could provide liquidity on Baby Doge Swap. I would stake my ETH and my BNB, and I'd get 2,895% a year. Or I could pair it with RDNT and wrap BNB. So if you have some Radiant on Arbitrum and you want to stick it on Kyber Swap Elastic, then there you go. Right, this is an amazing tool that everybody should be using to find yield. And I think if you, where is it? Oh, this is another great one. Okay, so let's say you wanted to, let's say you have some ETH, and you want to borrow against it. You want to farm, you want to borrow with them tokens. So I've got some ETH and I want to borrow USDC. What's the net APY? Okay, so I could put it into Omnidex or Iron Bank, and I would be able to withdraw USDC and net quite a nice little percentage here. Some pretty good options. Look, DeFi Llama is such a gem. Their borrow aggregator, their yield searcher, it is an absolute gem. Another great little gem which I haven't shown on the channel in a while, is VFAT. Oh, I have it open right here already. It's vfat.tools. Okay, I'm going to link that at the top as well. They keep up to date with tons of projects as soon as they're coming live and they're going on these chains. The guys behind VFAT, well, VFAT himself used to keep up with this really good, actually. I don't know how updated it is these days, but I think it's a great tool. I think everyone should use it. It's so old school. You've got all of the necessary info on here, and then you do your own research, right? You just take a look, you got the URL, you go and do your own research. That's why I like it. It's got that retro feel. It's not everything handed to you on a plate. It's got what you need. And that's it. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure as always. Thank you very much for watching. Go and check out VFAT Tools. Go and check out DeFi Llama. Both of them are great places to farm. Don't forget, you've got single-sided staking as a farming strategy. You've got lending and borrowing as a farming strategy. You've got providing liquidity as a farming strategy in multiple ways. You want a number 4 for a bonus? Well, you've got your locked assets like your VE curve, your XLQDR. If you want to lock your assets up and you can earn little rewards like that, then there you go. That's number 4. Bonus. Have a nice day, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for watching, and bye-bye.